Crimson Desert video again, this time on the GTX 1650 Super, paired with the Intel i5 12400F and 32 GB of DDR4 memory running at 6,000 MHz, man. I'm still stuck on the older GPU, on the older system. 32 GB of DDR4 memory running at 3200 MHz. Yeah, I got it right. And that's about it. You can see all the specs right here. You see MSI Gaming Gaming X version of the GPU with 2 fans on it, and nothing is overclocked, everything is base speeds. So we'll be testing out Crimson Desert on 1080p. Hopefully it works well. And also at the end we will also try out 6x MFG. And if you guys don't know how to enable 6x MFG mod in the game, you can check out this video. But I tested out the same thing on the 3080 Ti. Everything's explained there beautifully in the first 1 to 2 minutes of the video, so I can take it out over here. Because, you know, just to make this video shorter, I don't want to explain this thing every single time. So without further ado, let's jump into the game and see how well the 1650 Super can handle this. If you're in the game, 1080p settings, you do have these Steam overlay on the top. And since we don't have any NVIDIA Reflex enabled, I don't see any pointing in enabling the latency meter for NVIDIA, okay? So maybe I will enable it after I do the FrameGen mod, but for now we can just keep it off. So 1080p, we're gonna go to preset high settings. I don't know how it's gonna work, but hopefully it works well. I have no idea. We have no ray tracing or anything. It's gonna be way too much, I guess. It's using 3 GB of VRAM right there, and we're gonna start it off without any upscaling mod, and then we will try FSR and all that good stuff. Apply that settings and jump into it. Okay, we are in the game and it is working surprisingly better than I expected. 33 FPS on high settings without any upscaling. Wow, man, 1650 Super still got it. No doubt. I was expecting maybe like 15 FPS or something max on high settings. It's actually crazy, man. And yes, it looks kind of blurry because we are not using any upscalers or anything. No anti-aliasing basically. So it looks kind of bad on the edges, I'm not gonna lie. But getting 30 FPS like this, it's actually kind of nice, man. On a 4 GB GPU. We are maxing out the GPU though. You can see you're like almost 3.8 GB used here. But not bad, plenty upscalers. Now what if I use FSR and then maybe keep it on native for now? That do anything? FSR, yeah, it does have some impact on the frames. You can see you're now 24 FPS. We lost 6 FPS by enabling FSR, but it does make the quality much better. And now you can see we are kind of bottlenecked on the VRAM because the textures on the shield, like, they don't actually appear properly. So I don't know. I think it's hitting the VRAM really hard. You can see the shield. Look at the shield. It's trying to render all the textures on it, but it is struggling. That is not how the shield looks. You know what I mean? We had 22 FPS over here. What if I just try to fight these guys? Yeah, let me just do that. Oh my god! They're jumping the fuck out of me. Well, I should have just left. There you go. That was a terrible idea to jump in with this 20 FPS, you know. That was kind of trash, I'm not gonna lie. So, lesson learned. Anyway, 24 FPS, not a good idea to fight a lot of people. And I did notice that the frames was going down to 20. So you lose about 5 to 6 FPS in this area. And it's not even that intensive. So definitely you need some upscaling for sure. So I'm gonna keep it to quality mode. And then it's on high settings. Quality mode definitely looks even worse. Oh my gosh. But the textures are loaded up. You can see the shield. It looks much better. Getting 31 FPS here. So not the best. Still better than what we had. Yeah, it looks good. I mean, the textures. I'm not talking about the edges. The edges look really blurry. FSR 3 is not that great of an upscaler. Yeah, it is so grainy. Look at his face. You can see the noise. Doesn't look so good. So, what if I just go to performance mode? It's gonna look even terrible. Oh yeah, oh my gosh. Ew, look at that. Can count more pixels than the actual leaves that I can see on the screen right now. It's insane. That looks horrible. 46 FPS even with performance mode, so definitely not worth it. We are still like GPU bound. You can see it's 100%. CPU's pretty much chilling over there without any issues. So yeah, this is terrible, guys. I'd say do not go below quality mode on FSR. Should be the best way to play it. I'm gonna turn on frame gen. Let me see. 2x frame gen DLSS, FSR quality. You can get 60 FPS. Okay. It's upscaled from 32, so looking pretty decent. Oh yeah.
Gonna flatten you and shit on the corpse. So many weak spots in your face.
This is much better. He's like way more responsive than what we got back there. I can kill these guys easily now. See, that was way better. Still getting average 57 FPS with these. So that's actually pretty good. 56 FPS. I'd say this is the best way to play the game from what I can see here. And again, this is just the early stages of the game. I don't know how it's gonna be when you go further later in the game with a lot of NPCs fighting and stuff. So, but it looks good though. It's like a really good experience right now. And even with 40 FPS, this should be playable. I don't feel a lot of lags or anything. It feels pretty smooth. See 3.6 GB of VRAM. This is not bad at all. Again, this is high settings I'm talking about. So if I go to graphics and go to medium, medium and high is pretty much the same, I guess. Look at that, 66 FPS. So, like I said, man, in the other tests as well, when I tested other GPUs, there's literally like no point in going down below high because the FPS gain you can get is pretty minimal, like 2 or 3 FPS more. Which is actually good, but not worth it, in my opinion. Let me get on the horse. So 61 FPS is possible with these settings right here. The 2x frame gen. Now I want to see how it's going to be. But if I go to low settings and without any frame gen. I'm going to keep it on quality again. On low settings, thing looks so much blurrier. And you can see the shadows flickering. It happens every time when you go below high settings. And only getting 47 FPS on these settings. So it's, yeah, you definitely need some frame gen to make it to 60 FPS. Seems to be the case here. And again, it doesn't feel horrible at all. It feels pretty responsive. Not a big deal. But yeah, look at the graininess. Everything looks so grainy or noisy, Don't look great at all. Let's stop right there. Can we get 60 if I just go to minimum? Should be. Minimum settings and maybe native. No, minimum settings and native will get you to only 40. But again, this is terrible. Looks even worse than having FSR on quality mode and frame gen. Because look at that. Everything is flickering now. The only thing is it doesn't look as grainy as it was on quality mode, but look at this. Like this looks even worse than quality mode for sure. Guys can block this thing too. Damn. Gotta take these guys out. And it seems pretty doable. It's that guy with the arrow. Here it is. Not gonna work, bro. I'm on your ass. And there it is. So it's a pretty smooth experience, I'm not gonna lie, but can't see it doesn't look that great. So I'd say I still go to high settings and keep it to DLSS quality and use frame gen. That's gonna be the best way to play it from the looks of it. So even minimum settings is pretty bad. You cannot get 60 FPS native on minimum settings. So again, man, pretty glad to see the game actually working smoothly without any stuttering or anything. So that's a good sign. All right, I think that should be it for the regular testing. Maybe if it's for the sake of it, and just try some 720p on native minimum settings. Okay, 720p native minimum will take you to 60 FPS. And now it looks even worse. So, I mean, if you are someone who hates frame gen, I guess this is the only way to get to 60 FPS. Oh, it's the same guy that I rescued last time. I'm not gonna rescue him this time. Oh, more enemies over there. I don't feel like dealing with them right now. But yeah, you guys can see we'll barely get you to 60 FPS on 720p native. Minimum settings, it looks so much worse than 1080p. I don't think I need to test anything else on 720p. This gives you a clear idea. Not worth it in my opinion going to 720p. It's pretty bad. So we just stop it right there and go back to 1080p. You gain about 20 FPS on 720p though. Yeah, that's should be it for the regular test. Now let's turn on some frame gen. I'm gonna add all the DLSS enabler and the MFG mod and all of that. Come back. Alright, I'm back in the menu. As you guys can see now, we have DLSS enabled on quality mode, and we also have the option to enable frame gen up to 6x. And yeah, now it's time to check out how this is gonna be. Ooh, I'm ready. Keep it a DLAA for now. I don't know. I know it's gonna be really taxing on this. And again, with the mod enabled, it usually just starts off on 4x frame gen, because that's how it works. But let's see if that's the case here as well. And as you guys can see, 65 FPS, 67, 66 FPS with from 30. So this is definitely FT2X with a 91 milliseconds latency. And you can see the textures are not properly loaded. You can see the shield, and we are maxing out the GPU pretty much, as you guys can see right there. But man, 60 FPS on DLSS 4. This is crazy. Yeah, this is minimum settings though. That's another thing. I don't think it's going to be possible without minimum settings. So, like I said, like even if you turn off frame gen with the mod inside the folder, it's going to work on frame gen anyways. So yeah, graphics is minimum, so that's another thing. If I put it to high, I don't think it's going to be doable, because it's definitely going to be more than 4 GB used. And like I said, look at that. Only getting 24 FPS upscale from 12. So that's definitely not a good sign whatsoever. Now the shields look even worse. Look at this rock. The textures just can't load because we are maxing out the VRAM. So yeah, going to high settings is not going to be a good idea with the DLSS frame generation. So if you want higher settings, it's better to just stick to FSR, unfortunately. What about low settings? You know, low settings is kind of terrible. You can see it's 27 FPS with 250 milliseconds latency. Is absolutely horrible. Keyboard and mouse, that is terrible latency. So like I can feel the latency. And you can see the mini-map getting really shaky, just like the stamina bar. Which are artifactings of enabling frame gen. I've seen it a million times already on other GPUs as well. So it usually happens when you don't have enough VRAM to properly stabilize everything. 266 milliseconds latency is horrendous. The only way to play it is going to be on minimum settings, unfortunately, if you want NVIDIA's frame gen. Again, that's pretty terrible. I'm going to go to DLSS quality mode. Maybe we should be able to play it with quality mode. I don't know. I'm going to turn it on. And why is it turned off? I don't know. Now it's back on. Okay. So let me try 6x. And the game just crashed. Wow. I think that might be a little too much for the poor 1650 Super. I'm going to restart and see if I can change it to maybe 4x. Let me see. Well. I restarted the game and look at the frames. We lost the Steam overlay, but 6x frame gen is actually working right now. And you can see we're pretty much maxed out on the VRAM, that's for sure. 132 FPS with 6x frame gen, guys. That's wild. And again, this is minimum settings. But look at that, 6x frame gen. Quality mode and minimum settings. I thought the game was going to crash again, but it didn't. I'm kind of surprised. 144 high refresh rate experience right here. But yes, it looks pretty horrible. But the latency is way better than what we had before. So that's a plus thing, but yeah, now it's even way more smoother on the keyboard and mouse as well. But man, thing looks really shaky and blurry and all of that. terrible stuff you can imagine. So that's obviously the downsides of trying to run a really GPU heavy task on a 4GB GPU like this, which is not even supported officially. But it's amazing to see this type of performance coming from a pretty low range GPU. You know, man, you gotta thank these modders for offering us such amazing technology, you know. What the official people doesn't want to let you have, these modders will let you have it. That's the beauty of PC gaming. That's why I'm a PC gamer by heart. I don't own any consoles. Because you can't do shit like this in a console, man. Never. So this is pretty good. 135 FPS. I think that's going to be my screenshot right there. Kind of have the big numbers on the screen, so, you know, it makes you guys excited. So yeah, 6x frame gen actually works. Again, pretty amazing. I don't know, I'm just going to try to push it to high settings. If it crashes, it's whatever. It doesn't. Oh, wait a minute. It's not crashing. Getting 121 FPS on high settings. But yeah, now you can see the shield is again, the textures are not loading properly. But 101 FPS. It's not a big difference, but everything is way more clearer on the screen. Like, I'm not talking about the shield. The shield looks kind of trash. But everything else on the distance, on the ground, the detail has become way better. Let me try fighting these guys with these latency. It might be a bad idea, but let's see.
You've just squandered your last chance. This one's
Oh man, the latency is pretty terrible, man. I'm not gonna lie. It is. Yeah, it takes a while to register my input. Oh, you can kick them like that. Wow, that's crazy. How did I miss that? Come here, buddy. Damn, I rammed the shit out of him. But yeah, the input lag is definitely noticeable. I'm not even gonna lie. But the average FPS doesn't go below 106. That's amazing. And this is high settings I'm talking about. You know what? I'm a crazy man. I'm gonna go cinematic. This might be a hard push, man. It's gonna be insane. Wait a minute, 60 FPS on cinematic? But yeah, look at the screen. It is so bad. Everything around you is like an oil painting. And the latency is 309 milliseconds. It's even 5 times worse on the keyboard and mouse. So, but hey, cinematic settings on a 1650 Super, getting 70 FPS. It works technically, even though the experience is absolutely horrible. It works, man. I think I don't have to show you guys anything further than this. You guys get a clear idea. This is definitely not playable at all whatsoever. I'd say still go with FSR and keep it to high settings and 2x frame gen. That's going to be the best visual quality wise and also latency wise. Best experience. This is just for gimmicks, you know, just to see how if it works, and it definitely works, but terrible experience. For 6x frame gen, I'd say you'd need at least a 12GB graphics card to properly run it without any artifacting and stuff. So yeah, I guess that's it for this video, man. Let me know what you guys think about it. Would you be willing to download the FrameGen mod and test it out yourself? If you do, please let me know in the comments. If you like the video, leave a like, subscribe to the channel for more benchmarks and crazy stuff like this. So yeah, hope you guys are having a great time wherever you are. We'll catch you guys in the next one. So take it easy and peace out.